Wednesday night team call. Let's go over some March shout outs. I can't believe we're already in the month of March. If you jump on, make sure you mute your line. But we have 7 new coaches on our team so far in the past 4 days. So welcome if you're a new coach, or if you're a new coach watching the recording, because I know a lot of coaches watch the recording. Welcome to the team. Moving forward, what do we got? All right, team builders this week. These are coaches that have added coaches to their teams. With 1 coach added, we have Christina, myself, Kelsey King, and Kelly King. And then with 2 coaches added, we have Vanessa and Yolanda. And I'm pretty sure Yolanda is a brand new coach, and she's going Emerald tomorrow. So way to go, Yolanda, for leading the pack. All right, for Success Club. Courtney says she can't see the screen. I think it's, can everybody see the recognition on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had an issue too. I had to kind of close it and open it again. I don't know why.
Weird. All right, if you jump on and close it and open it again. So Success Club numbers for the month of February, we have Tiffany. This is Success Club 5. Tiffany Hallmark, Carrie B, Blasia, Kelly Binkelman, Kelly King, Holly Garvey, Vanessa Steig, Lisa Edge, Kelsey King, Lindsay Duran, Ashley C, Christina D, and Ren Mosley. You guys are all in Success Club 5, or 8 to 6 points with those. And then in SC10, we have Cassie Foster, Stephanie Garmany, Jessica B, Shelby H with 12. Shelby, Jessica, and Stephanie all with 12 points. In SC14, we have Kelly Batchelor. In SC18, we have Lauren Anderson. And then I try to lead the pack if Blasia's not kicking my booty at SC22. So that is for the month of February. In the month of March, on the board already, you guys are rocking it out. We have Kim H with 2, Laura Fadley with 2, Kelsey King with 2, Lindsay Duran with 2, Shelby Henson with 2, myself on the board with 2, and then Lauren Anderson already leading the pack with Success Club 6 for the month of March. Congratulations, Lauren. Announcements. Go ahead, Nicola, if you want to take this over.
Okay, so we got a couple good announcements. One, some surprises coming through. For the first one, you have anybody that signs up with 2B Mindset or the Ultimate Portion Fix, you will get a free gift with that membership. For Portion Fix, you get one of those really nice tote bags that Autumn has to carry all your meals in. And then for the 2B Mindset, you get a free tracker and a free 2B water bottle. So be on the lookout for those items. If you have people that are interested in those challenge packs, they'll give you a code and then you'll get that sent to you. The second one, and this is the big surprise, is corporate has decided to extend our savings of bar blend challenge and completion packs. So you are able to still give your promos of $20. You don't need a promo code for this. You just get the $20 off for bar blend, and that's through March 31st. So that was a huge thank you, and we're so excited about that. And lastly, you guys need to make sure you're paying attention to Epic Empire, your back office, and the champions page, because lots of information is coming out for 10 rounds almost every single day. Not right now. So right now on the 9th, you'll be able to access the free workout to send to your customers. And then we coaches get the VIP early access starting March 16th. And then everybody else for VIP only will start on April 6th. So just pay attention to those pages. We'll make sure that we update Epic because, like I said, they're rolling out with new information every day.
Awesome. All right, next up. All right, so if this you guys haven't seen, or maybe you're a new coach on the team or you're watching the recording and this is all new to you, one of the benefits of getting into Success Club each month is you earn a free trip the following year. And so the free trip that they have announced in January is we are going to Riviera Maya, Mexico. And what you want to do is, if you have no clue what I'm talking about, please talk to your upline. But what you want to do is you want to opt in for this trip. because every Success Club point that you earn goes towards your trip in 2021. So these are some pictures from trips we've been on in the past. We will be going to Punta Cana as long as the coronavirus doesn't kill us beforehand. I know some people are a little nervous about that. I'm trying to watch it daily and see what Beachbody says, but next year we will be going to Riviera Mexico, which is absolutely an incredible trip. So I hope you guys opt in on that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please reach out to your upline and just say, I want to be in Mexico. How do I do it? And they'll get you set up with what you need. Next slide. Ooh, this is a lot. All right, so we are, every year, this is our, fifth annual? That's crazy. Is that our fifth? Let's see, I gotta think about it. Which Outer Banks, is it our fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah, fifth annual Diamond Retreat. So our Diamond crew, group of diamonds, are called Shine On. We have a whole separate page, Facebook page called Shine On, where all of our diamond leaders are in there. We have private trainings for just diamond and above coaches. Right now we've been working with a mastermind group with 6 to 15 stars. So we've been hearing some incredible trainings from our 6 to 15 stars within the network on Mondays. But if you go diamond, you get put into this private group, you get put into a Shine On chat. And then you also get an opportunity to earn a free trip. And this year I am like balls to the wall, y'all. I'm going all out, put my money where my mouth is. And I rented this house that you see in the picture right here. It is in Beverly Hills. And we will be doing a Beachbody headquarters tour. We'll be doing a Hollywood Walk of Fame. We'll do a photo shoot by the Hollywood sign and a hike, which is a really cool hike if you've never done the hike to the Hollywood Hills. And then some secret surprises. Pretty sure Joel will be at our house working out with us doing 10 rounds. So you don't want to miss out on that incredible opportunity. So requirements, you guys, April 29th, hit Diamond and hold it until June 4th. These are mainly for people that are pushing for Diamond right now. And the deposit of $100 is waived. So you get on, not only do you lock your seat in the house or bed in the house, because I believe there's only 16 spots, but you don't have to pay the $100 deposit, which is awesome because you have to fly there, right? For most people, we have a few people out in the California area. New Diamond in 2020, hit and hold for 7 consecutive weeks before September 4th, and you get a spot on the Diamond Retreat. And then all the deets are here. If you guys are wanting to know more details about it, please go to our photo album, look for this picture, and all of this is typed out in Epic Empire. But the dates are October 8th through the 11th. Super excited for you guys to meet us in Beverly Hills. All right, that is all of our recognitions and announcements for tonight. I'm super pumped to have Caroline on our team call. She is a six-star diamond, 3-time elite coach, 1-time premier coach. She's been in Success Club 10 for 67 consecutive months. She's a retired teacher at 23 years old, a success starter, and she is a dog mama. So, super pumped to give her the floor. If you guys have any questions, please post them in the chat, and we will go over questions at the end of the call. You got the floor, Caroline.
Thank you. I don't know if you guys saw, I just made the weirdest face ever. As soon as you said dog mama, it's like they heard you and they started freaking out in the back room. I have 2 of them now, actually. So, yeah, I'm super excited to be here and get to chat with you guys today. And my topic, I had talked to Jatana, like, when did we connect? Like over a month ago, because I'm trying to like fill my whole calendar year. And I told her I wanted to talk about setbacks to setups and how to use that to move yourself forward when a setback happens. And it's it's very coincidental, I guess, that that's my topic, because on Sunday night or early Sunday morning, my boyfriend and I got into a really bad car accident. and we were hit by a drunk driver, and it was the scariest thing of my life. So I'm just honestly, number one, really grateful that I'm here and I'm alive and I'm able to like chat with you guys. But that is something that, you know, is unexpected, and it happened. And it just because something like that happens doesn't mean that, oh, like my business is just going to be put on hold for now until, you know, forever. So the main thing I was going to talk to you guys about is a little bit different, but I did want to mention that because as I talk a little bit more about my topic tonight, you know, you might not relate to the very specific thing that I went through, but there's going to be something that will go on in your life that you're not prepared for. And you have to make sure that when it does happen, that you take the high road and you don't let it tear you down and completely change the course of like where you're heading with your goals and your business. So I'm going to start a little bit with my story because I don't know how many of you are familiar with me and my story. And I started Beachbody back in 2014 when I was 22 years old. I was just getting out of college and I was in a sorority. So I gained a bunch of weight from drinking and eating and just doing things like being out really late, not getting enough sleep, just really not taking care of my body at all. And I got to the point where I was about to graduate. I mean, in my senior year, I was ready to start my first year teaching in a kindergarten classroom. I was enrolling in grad school. I had a summer job, had a lot on my plate. And I decided that was the best time to do this Beachbody thing when I had all this other stuff going on. But I knew that I needed it for myself because I needed to work on me. So I actually ended up ordering 21 Day Fix from an ex-boyfriend's mom. It was like super weird. And I was never put in a challenge group. I didn't know what a challenge group was. I was never, literally nothing was done for me. I was just like, here, I bought this program. Luckily for me, I'm self-motivated and I did the program and I got awesome results with it. And then I had graduated, went back home with my parents and stopped taking care of myself again. Because at the time, you know, I was young and I was kind of like, oh, whatever, like I lost weight. I feel good now. I don't have to keep doing this. And I think the biggest part of it was like because I was not put in a challenge group. I didn't have the community. I didn't have anyone supporting me. It was just like, I did it on my own. I got results and cool. That's all that I really cared about at that point. So I remember distinctly sitting on my bed in my like disgusting lime green room. I don't know why I thought lime green walls were a good idea looking back, but I thought it was cool, I guess, when I was in high school. And I remember sitting there looking at my phone and seeing a picture, a side-by-side photo of a girl that I went to high school with. We weren't like super best friends, but we were in a few classes together. And she had gotten results with some sort of 3-day cleanse. And I was like, sweet, I need that because I gained some weight back because I wasn't exercising regularly and I had just kind of stopped once I got the results. So I reached out to her and I found out it was the 3-day refresh and Shakeology. And I was like, oh, really? Like I know that works because I've done that before. And I had told her, well, you know what? I've done that before. I know it works, but like I can't afford to keep getting the Shakeology because I was broke as a joke. You know, I didn't really have a full-time job yet. It was just in that summer transition phase between college and my first year teaching. And she said, well, you know, if you sign up as a coach, you'll get a discount on it and it'll be cheaper. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever, sign me up. So she signed me up as a coach. And it's kind of funny because if the first person had mentioned that, I probably would have signed up as a coach on her team. And I really had no idea that I was signing up on, like, I didn't know what I was doing. So I joined as a discount coach for a hot minute. She plugged me into the team page and I saw all of this awesome stuff that was going on. And I saw people, you know, earning paychecks, just doing what they love and people getting results and a supportive community of people who like actually built each other up. And that's not something I ever had. When I was younger, I never really had a close group of girlfriends. I never really had that. Like, you know, I was in a sorority, but it was a very short period of time in my life where I had that. But growing up through like high school and middle school, I was like always picked on. So I just always grew up thinking there was something wrong with me. And then I go in here and everyone was just so supportive of me and everyone else. I was like, wow, this is exactly what I needed in my life. And I didn't even know it. So I started to share, you know, what I was doing and I was just excited about it and talking to people. And even though I wasn't really coaching, I was like, no, I'm not really doing that. I was still doing it. And I hit Success Club in my first month as a discount coach. You know, I hit Emerald on accident because I told people that they just do it. Come on, it's fun. You know, sign up and do it as a coach. It's cheaper. Okay, cool. So that's why I feel like the most important thing in this business is like your excitement for what you're doing. I feel like we can give you all the resources and scripts and this, that, and the other thing, but if you're not excited and you're not really passionate about what you're doing, and like that's what is really going to help you so much. Like passion is your best script ever. So I continue to have success in this business. You know, the first 6 months I hit Success Club every single month, and at that time that was my first 6 months in my big girl job too, teaching. And I had a time where I was like in the car for 3 hours a day because my work was an hour and 15 minutes away because that's the only school that I could find a job. I don't know if any teachers are on this call. Not always find a job right out of high school or right out of college. So I was lucky enough to get one, and it just so happened to be kind of far away. So I took it anyway, and I was in the car a lot. But I still built this business. You know, I used my car time for personal development. I used my time in the teacher's lounge to get my work done. And it was a lot more fun than sitting there listening to all the teachers complain about how they didn't have enough money to do what they wanted to do with their family, or how they didn't have enough time to spend with their kids, and all these things that they literally would just sit there and complain about their lives. And I was 22 years old, and these people were like, they had like 10, 20 years, some of them a little more on me. And I looked at them, and then I said to myself, like, that's going to be me. Like, that's going to be me in 20 years if I keep doing this. Like, is this what my life is going to be? I went to college, and now like just got to be an adult, and adult life doesn't seem like fun if that's all they're going to do is complain every single day. Like, I don't want that. So I decided to really go all in with this business in January of 2015. And in that year, our team went from Emerald to 3-star Diamond Premier in that 1 year. Now, I know that doesn't seem like really crazy now because we've got coaches going from like Diamond to 15-star in 3 months. But like in 2015, that was like a big deal. So the following year, our team hit Elite. And then the following year after that, we hit Elite again. And then we hit Elite again. So that was 3 years that we hit Elite. And then the year after that was last year, 2019, and that was the year where we did not hit Elite, and we didn't even hit Premier. And it was also the year that I went through a divorce. So being 27 and going through a divorce, you never think that's something that you're ever going to experience. Like, you're just so naive to the whole thing. But I remember distinctly, I turned 27 in February. And all of this happened like legitimately right after I came home from Summit. Like, I kid you not, the day I got home, all of like my life did a full 360, and I had to like figure it out. But I remember on my birthday, I turned 27. I'm 28 now. I just turned 28 last month. But last birthday, I felt something shift in my body, like some sort of energy shift. I can't even put words to it. I still can't, but I knew something felt different. And I didn't know what it was at the time, but now I know it was the strength that I needed to get through what was about to happen. And I also remember praying every single day to level up. I wanted to level up in my life. I wanted to level up in my business. I just needed something to change. And I don't know, like, what do you believe in, whether you believe in God or the universe or higher power, whatever it is, when you ask, you always receive. But I feel like sometimes when you ask, it's not always going to look exactly like what you imagined it would look like. So my level up that I was praying for took the form of a divorce. And it wasn't something that I was ready for, because nobody's really ever ready for that. It's never a good time to do that. It's not like, oh yeah, this is the better time to have that happen in my life. It's something that's completely, nothing can really prepare you for it. But I had to decide like what I was going to do. And if I was going to allow that, I'm just going to share this too to kind of keep me on track. If I was going to allow that to control the course of where my life was going to go, or if I was going to like stand up and just keep going in the direction that I knew I needed to go in. So I decided then and there, I was like, I'm too good to give up on myself. I'm too good to put my life on hold because of this thing that's going on over here. My worth is not defined by whether or not our team achieves this goal, but I'm still going to work my butt off to make sure we do. And at the end of that year, I could honestly say I did every single thing I possibly could have done with compliance to make that happen. And it still didn't. But at the end of the day, even though it didn't, I would have felt a lot worse if I just gave up and didn't continue to push for it. And I didn't continue to help our team make that happen. So you may not relate exactly to going through a divorce, and I really would never, ever, ever wish that on anybody. It's not something that I would even wish on my worst enemy. It's awful. It's emotionally draining. It's mentally draining. It's just like a lot for one person to really go through. And sometimes it's a lot uglier than others. But either way, whether you have had something happen in your life since you've been a coach, or if you have experienced something, you know, maybe you are currently battling with infertility, or maybe you have a sick parent or a sick child, or maybe your spouse lost his job, or maybe, you know, literally anything could happen that you're not going to be ready for. I want to make sure that you know what to do when it does happen. And I'm also not trying to put bad juju out there and like saying, I hope bad things happen to you, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if they do, I want you to stand tall, and I want you to rise up. And I don't want you to let these things help make you forget, you know, why you are a coach and what you're here to do. So the first thing you have to do is you have to get curious. You can't get mad about it. If you do miss a goal, or if something goes differently in your business than you expected it to, you can't get mad about it, because getting mad about it doesn't do anything. Getting mad about it just further makes it worse, because that's not a solution-oriented mindset. That's like the total opposite of that. So you have to ask yourself some questions, and I'm going to go through like 6 steps. I have it all outlined for you to help you work through this. But you need to lean into your heart. You have to make sure that you're not just, you know, giving in or folding. And I know I have this quote up here by Josh Coates, but I actually was reading another book recently, and he said that something similar happened in his life, where he was an entrepreneur and he had a business, and he had to decide whether he had 2 options. It was either just give up on all of his goals and quit and throw everything away that he's worked for all of these years, or option 2, figure it out. And option 2, obviously, is the option I want everyone to choose. Figure it out. Don't just give up because something is pulling you away, or something is, you know, trying to beat you down. It's so external, and it's something that you can't control. The only thing you can control is the controllable, and the most controllable thing in your life right now is your business. You can control what you do. You can control whether or not you show up, but you can't control what's going on around you. So I broke it down into 6 steps to help make this a little bit more digestible. And this is like a PDF too, so if you want me to share it with you afterwards, if people like to write stuff down, I was a teacher, so I kind of just always end up doing something like this. I can share the link with you. But the first step is to own your shit and really look at it and take ownership. You can't just take ownership. Like, a leader cannot just take ownership for the things that go good, for the things that go well. As a leader, you have to take ownership when things don't go as expected also, not just the good stuff. Things that don't go your way, that's also something that you need to own that. And I'm going to look at it from a smaller perspective, so a goal that's a little bit more relatable to you guys. So instead of looking at it as like, okay, you know, we missed elite, maybe that's not relatable to everyone on this call, but hitting Success Club is, and everybody knows how to hit Success Club, and everybody on this call is capable of hitting Success Club and helping 3 people. Everybody here can do that. And maybe all of you have at some point hit Success Club, and maybe some of you at some point missed it. Maybe there's a month where you just missed Success Club. So we're going to use that as the example instead of like hitting elite, because it's a lot more relatable. So let's just say your goal was to hit Success Club and you missed it. The first thing is to, you know, I missed it. Be honest about it. And then figure out, what did you do, and then what you did not do. So you want to sit down and be honest with yourself and write it all out. What did you do? If you binge watched this 2 seasons of you got to write it down. I haven't. I've been hearing about it. I don't even have time to watch it. But if you did and you made time for that, and that's how you spent your time last month, and you missed Success Club, you need to write that down. Maybe you spent more time, you know, doing, I don't know, you cleaned your house and you did your laundry and you did all that stuff, and then you put off your work. Like, every little thing that you do in your day, you have to write it down, because that's where you're going to find where you're dedicating your time. So let's say, for example, what you did do. Okay, so I binge watched Netflix. I did that, and what I didn't do, what I did less of, I did less inviting last month. Oh, that's why I missed Success Club, because most of my time was dedicated to doing not doing Netflix, but watching Netflix versus being really intentional with my time and inviting people. And then you need to figure out what needs to change. So obviously, once you figure that out, you got to pivot. I don't know how many of you are Friends fans, but pivot like Ross Geller and change your approach. So if that is the case, let's say you realize that you spend a lot of time watching Netflix and not so much time doing your invites, it's not enough to just recognize that and then do nothing. It's not enough to say, oh, well, like that's why I didn't hit Success Club, and then do the same thing again the next month and then miss the goal again. What you need to do at that point is figure out what you're actually going to do action-wise. How are you going to change that approach? Okay, so if you find yourself watching Netflix too long, how about you do your invites in the morning so you make sure you actually get them done, so you can watch an episode on Netflix if you really want to, or you can do more invites if you really want to, which is probably the better option. But you need to figure out when you're going to do this activity that you need to be doing more of, or maybe it was something that you were doing too much of and you need to figure out how to do less of that and replace that with something that's actually going to get you closer to your goals, and take action on it. Don't just talk about it. Don't just tell your coach, oh, I figured out why I didn't hit Success Club. Okay, cool. Great. Glad you figured it out. Now go do it. Like, change it. Don't do the same thing again. Oh, and then, yeah, Ross there, if you didn't know what I was talking about with pivot. Step 3, you need to be transparent and you need to share your struggles. So I don't know about you, but I don't relate to somebody who is perfect all the time and doesn't have any struggles and is just like happy every single day and their life is amazing and nothing ever goes wrong. I just don't relate to that, because that's not reality. That's like something you see on TV. Like, life isn't like Full House where at the end of the episode everything's happy again. Like, life is real and people are going to go through things. And me going through this divorce honestly really taught me to not only how to share what I'm going through, but how important it is to do that. Sharing my struggles has helped me build so much trust on social media with my audience. I have attracted people to me who are also going through divorce or something similar, maybe a breakup, or maybe their parents are getting divorced, or whatever that feeling, people are relating to that. So I'm not only attracting people to me who relate to what I'm doing, I'm also kind of creating like a deeper meaning for my business. I have a deeper purpose now because I feel more connected to the message that I'm sharing. And I'm not going on there and just kind of like blabbing about, him and saying stuff. And that's not how I'm talking about it. So I want to be clear. And that's not going to achieve anything positive. But what I am doing is talking about, how it's helped me realize my worth, and it's helped me find the strength that I never knew that I had. And I'm talking about how having this community and these tools and these programs and, these superfoods and these nutrition plans literally saved my life during all of this. And I'm showing up through the hard. And I showed up every single day during this entire 6-month divorce process from July all the way to the end of last year. I showed up every single day on my stories. I worked out every single day. Revenge body's a real deal. And I was 100% like all in it on myself. And when people saw that, like people who were giving me excuses like, oh no, girl, I don't have time, I have kids, or oh, I don't have time, I work, or whatever, I'm getting less of those silly excuses from those people, because they literally saw me show up every single day through like something that literally was the hardest thing I personally have ever gone through for the longest amount of time. And I'm just showing them that they can do it too. And I'm showing them that, yeah, life is tough, but it's never going to get easier. Like, there's never going to be that perfect time for you to do this. And here I am showing up through this, and it helps them see that I'm going to be there for them too. When they go through something really difficult, they're going to have the same support that I had going through all of this as well. And then this was actually a post that I had made where I was like more afraid to post this, I think, than afraid to post like, hey, my story now has a chapter called divorce. And funny side note, when I posted this, I got like a crap ton of requests from like high school boys and college boys that were like, oh, friend request. I'm like, you guys are so thirsty. Like delete, 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 delete. Like so many. It was ridiculous. But this one here, I was talking about how, our team missed this big goal. And I was afraid to even say that because like, I didn't want to be viewed as like a leader who misses goals, a leader who's like maybe not a good enough coach to sign up under. But the more I thought about it, I'm really happy that I did share it because it shows like the reality of life, and you're not always going to hit that goal, but I'm still showing up even though I missed a goal, and even though our team missed this goal, we're coming back stronger in 2020 and we're still here. And I think that that's also just as important to share as the successes, the things that you missed, the goals that you missed, the things that you're really working on. It really shows that it's a leader that's going to be in the trenches with them. And as scary as it was to share this, I'm really glad that I did. And then step 4, you want to make your message, and just take what you've been given and use it to serve other people. That's the best way to sum that up. Like, we are dealt difficult things in our lives, not just because God wants to play around and have fun and like, hey, go deal with this. You take that. Like, that's not why things are going on in our lives, because somebody wants to like be a puppeteer and like make us have to do it. Things happen on purpose, and you're exactly where you are right now, like where you are meant to be. And I know that because I had told you in the beginning of this call, I'd gone through all this bullying and like everything growing up. And then I realized once I became a coach, why I had gone through all of that, because now I'm bringing women together and I'm creating a community of women who are supportive of each other. So I don't think that if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't have that same type of energy around what it is that I'm doing as a coach. And then now, having gone through divorce, I know I'm here to help women find their strength. I feel like there's so many people out there who are like, they're limiting themselves and they're not living up to their fullest potential, and they're not like, they don't recognize how much value they hold as a person, and they're kind of just going with the flow and they're just settling. And now I realize that it's part of my mission is to like help women really see their value and their worth for who they are. And that's not something that, before this, I would really feel like that's what my message is. Like, it's just something that has kind of evolved through going through this difficult time. And it's given me more purpose behind my brand, and a deeper meaning behind what I'm sharing every day. And I actually even started to blog a little bit about it. And it's given me an opportunity to share a value-driven follow-up, which I don't know if you've heard that term before, but basically, instead of just following up like, hey, just checking back in, did you want to do my boot camp with me, kind of very chill, basic kind of follow-up, instead of that, it's a follow-up sharing something of value. So whether it's a recipe or it's, hey, I know you were talking about you were struggling with your nutrition, so I wanted to share this recipe with you. I thought maybe it'd be something that you and the kids would really love. Something like that as a value-driven follow-up. So now that I have this blog and I have not articles, but like things I'm posting on there about how I worked through this difficult situation, anytime I contact anyone who also is dealing with something hard in their life, no matter what it is, I have something of value that I can share with them. And in those articles, I'm talking about things like personal development and podcasts and affirmations and, hey, moving my body and exercising. Oh, and things like yoga and having a community, basically coaching. And I'm sharing that with them and helping them in a way that it feels good to me. I know whether or not they join my team, I added value to their life. And I have a really good feeling that those people are people who are going to be starting to circle back, because I'm kind of starting to see that already, wanting to know more about this business and wanting to know more about this team that I keep talking about. So there's 2 more, sorry. So step number 5, you want to do personal development. We hear this all the time, but you need to be doing the right kind of personal development. You don't want to just be doing it to check off a box and say you did it. There's no value in that whatsoever. It's more of a waste of time at that point. You really want to be doing personal development that has something of value to you for the stage of life that you're in right now, or the area of life that you want to work on. So it's called development for a reason. because you need to develop yourself and grow into the leader that you want to be. So maybe your personal development, maybe you're focusing on leadership, or maybe you're a brand new coach and you're really struggling with like your self-esteem. So you're going to focus on that kind of area of personal development. Or maybe, you're somebody who's super struggling with social media, and maybe you'll check out things like jab, jab, right hook, or personal development in that sort of scope. Whatever you're struggling with or whatever you need to hear is what you need to be listening to. You don't have to listen to the same exact books or read the same exact books that your coach is reading, that your friends are reading, because they might be in a different phase in their business and their life than you are. It's definitely great to ask for suggestions, 100%, but also just be really aware of what it is that you need before you just start reading things just because somebody else said it was a great book. And then you're like halfway through the book and you're like, I hate this. This isn't doing anything for me. Which, by the way, if you ever find yourself like that, like, you don't have to finish the book. It's not like school where you have to read a book that you don't want to read. If you don't want to read it and it's not serving you right now, close it, put it away, and find a new one. But something that is super important, especially if you're going through a difficult time in your life, is to double down on your personal development. Like, if you're going to push anything off of your BAT, do not get rid of the personal development. If anything, add 6 more boxes for that, because your mindset will make or break you. And when I was dealing with this, I started getting more into meditation. I was going to yoga 6 times a week. I don't go that frequently anymore, but I needed it. I would spend so much time at the beach, journaling, affirmations. I would read and listen and implement, and just whatever I could listen to. If I was walking my dog, I was listening to something, and I just really went all in with it. And this book in particular, if you haven't read it, I highly suggest it. If you are not, if you're just going through a difficult time, but if you want to attract those business builders to you, I feel like this type of book is great for all different areas of life. But if you want me to, I can try to send you the free audio. It depends on if you've ever accepted a free Audible book before. If not, then you could probably accept it for free. So just remind me to send that link to you if anybody wants that. But I listened to it, and I listened to it when I walked my dog every single morning. And it's one of those books that I know I'm going to listen to again and probably get the hard copy and read it again. It was just so great. So I wanted to put that on this list as well. And these are some other books and audiobooks that I listened to during this difficult time. The only one I still haven't listened to in full is number 3. So I just wanted to include it because it was suggested to me by a friend who thought that it would be helpful for me while I was going through that. So I wanted to put it on here. But these other ones that are on here I have listened to and read, and they were just awesome. So some free PD suggestions for you. And then step number 6, plug into your journey. Show up through the hard. Go all in like you're in a test group. You don't have to be in a test group to get amazing results with our programs. Newsflash. Usually, the test group, all these people got amazing results. Cool, great. You can get amazing results too. You don't need to be in a test group to get amazing results. It's really cool to be in a test group, and if you have an opportunity to take it, it's really awesome. But you don't need to be in a test group to get great results. And like I said, I plugged in from the very beginning, the day I got home from Summit, all through the end of that entire year last year. And I got in the best shape I've ever been in as a coach. Sometimes we go up and down in our business. Sometimes we go up and down with our results. And it was, I don't know if it was just all of the negativity was released from my body and my life, but it was just whoa, what's going on here? This is amazing. But we're seriously so blessed. So I want to end it with that note. We are so blessed to have these programs, to have these tools, to have this community, to have these things at our fingertips, to live an awesome life. There's so many people out there who are going through so many difficult things in their life, and if only you were to reach out and invite them to take a peek at this, you could literally change the course of their life. And I know for a fact, if I had gone through this divorce 5 years ago, I would have been 22, so that's super young, but anything can happen. But 5 years ago, the person I was 5 years ago is not the person I am today. And it would have been a completely different call. It was so different. I don't think I would even be speaking to anybody about how to handle something like that, because it probably wouldn't be advisable to do it that way. So this business has not only like helped me grow over time, but it's also like this most recent occurrence has really showed me how blessed we truly are, to be able to move our bodies and to be able to, do these things we should be doing to better our lives anyway, and get paid to do it and help other people do it too. Like, it's seriously the best thing ever. And these programs are like amazing. I'm sure you know that, but I will always have a special place in my heart for Morning Meltdown, because I started that day one when I got home from Summit. So that was like day one, and then like life exploded. And then 100 days later was the day of my mediation. So that program took me the entire process through from day one to day 100, that whole entire summer and fall. And I committed to that program like it was my job, because it is, I committed to it and showed up every single day. And after that, I started 6 weeks of the work the day I got home from mediation. And the last day of that program was my court date, where it was like everything was final. So just like, I really want you to kind of look at these steps. These 6 things I shared, by the way, like, you don't just have to be going through a difficult time in your life to do these things. I hope you guys kind of picked up on that. These are things that are going to help you whether or not you're dealing with something. But I wanted to break it down and make it something that you can kind of pull out since it's a PDF, if you need to grab it, when you need it, and really remind yourself of, going back to the basics and figuring out how to problem solve, rather than just getting butthurt and upset about what's not happening the way you want it to happen, and figure out a solution-oriented way to make that happen. So that is all I have for you tonight. I hope that was helpful, and thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. You guys, first of all, setbacks are a part of this process. And I have seen, for 7 years of being in this business, I have seen so many people have different variations of setbacks. Hers is divorce. Other people, it's a lot of other things. And a lot of people crumble in that and lose sight of their potential in this business. Some of you guys might have sponsored some coaches that had like the most simplest of setbacks. And they're like, I can't do it anymore. I'm just starting a new job. You're like, okay. So this call was amazing. Thank you so much, because I think that's something we all need to hear, that you can, one, not only use this personally during a setback to stay committed to your own self, to your own health and fitness journey, right? Because it's hard when you're going through something difficult. It's really hard to stay committed to yourself. So this opportunity allows us to stay committed to ourselves. But more importantly, it kind of gives us a message, a platform to stand on when we're going through something difficult. Like, she can speak into the life of somebody else who's going through the exact same situation and help them and encourage them through that. And so being able to go on that journey out loud, which is a very scary place to be, especially something like a divorce, to be able to share that with another woman, or, some of you guys are friends with Laura. She's going through IVF, and the emotions and the highs and the lows of IVF. I mean, like, my heart was wrenched out for her today, hearing her story and seeing her. So if you guys get an opportunity to reach out to Laura and give her some encouragement, she could really, really use it. But that is what we're talking about, those setbacks, and being able to step into your own experience and grow through it and evolve through it, and then bring people through that experience in an encouraging way, is the next level of maturity, really. Because a lot of people go negative, or they go sour, or they go into a hole, and they crumble through that process. And the really beautiful thing about this business is it encourages you not to crumble through that process. So, and mine is, a setback is moving. It's moving to a great place, but moving is hard. Building a house is hard. Like, all the things, these things are hard. It could make me fall away from my business, but really I'm leaning into my business. I'm leaning into you guys. I'm leaning into my own personal fitness journey to keep me encouraged. So thank you so much for sharing your heart. and your story. Do you guys have any questions for her tonight? Yeah, they're kind of quiet tonight. Laura Jane said, this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy to be here and be able to talk to you guys. So always a pleasure. And I'm excited to have you on our team call. So
excited. All right. Well, we have this recorded, so a lot of our team listens to the recording. So if you want to share this with somebody that you think on our team really needs to hear this message, please feel free to grab it on our YouTube channel. But thank you so much for being on tonight. For those of you who are on at 6 a.m., I'm going to try to be on. I got like 6 eyeballs. Did Vanessa tell you guys? Jessica's shaking her head. What'd she say, Vanessa?
Yeah, Vanessa was like, send her eyeballs. Just send her eyeballs.
I had a kid up coughing all night. Step back. But I still got my workout in. Okay? Okay. All right. Thank you, ladies, for being on tonight, and I will see you in the AM. Bye, y'all. Bye.